Mother, 早くしなさい。Okay. Let's go!
Problema, Pierre.
Everybody sit down.
Greetings, Colonel.
I said sit down! Now, you know how I don't like to use the sit-down gun, but this morning we just don't have time for mucking about. Major Allied cities have come under attack.
Nazis?
Close your mouth.
How can that be?
I don't bloody well know, woman.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to do another sketch cover, week 4. Sketch cover madness. Let's jump into it. Alright, well, switcheroo. Let's go number 4. Slide everybody over. Pop in. Tonight, we're doing a TMNT cross Power Rangers sketch cover. Little Karai we're gonna do here, and yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Hello, Edwin. How you doing? How goes things? All right, let's see if we got this good here. People can see it. It's all in beautiful red pencil. You see a couple spots where I erased a bit, but you know, we're gonna go. We're gonna go anyway. Got the 3 here. Might do some Copics on this, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll just jump in. All right. Where to start here? That's the question. I guess we'll just jump in. I'll get this cutting in here. See? Yeah, what's going on? How did the Bloodbone end up going? Good looking campaign. A mighty glare. Laying down here. There we go. Yeah, I gotta catch up. I'm a week behind. We'll see if we can get ourselves caught up today and maybe tomorrow. See if I can crank another one out. Nice. Yeah, that was a good looking book. And had a nice Shelby cover. Nothing wrong with that. I can slip in here. Covered. Man, the shine on this is wild. There we go. Hello, Corey. How you doing? See, Corey, we did a full body just for you. Yeah, I will agree. I'm not a fan of the colored covers. It just kind of makes everything a little bit more awkward. Just as far as trying to figure out your balances. You kind of keep going back and forth with the red pen, waxy. I don't see any feet though. You don't have much room. Do you even realize, like, this is a pen, Corey? How small do you want me to draw this thing? Right? You know, that's the thing. It's different. It's actually, like, that's the thing. Like, I find, like, you kind of have to think more about design and placement with these covers, and you know, where you're gonna put things, and like, and the balance of the piece. Because, like, I'm just like, oh, I could just draw headshots, like, you know, that kind of thing. But, like, I'm trying to get a little more designy, you know, as far as how they're going to be laid out, and just kind of thinking about them a bit beforehand before I just kind of throw something on. So, you know, it takes a little bit more planning, a little bit more thought. Kind of doing, it's like, you know what I mean, like, I could do headshots all day, just draw a woman's face with a different haircut, you know, all day. But yeah, trying to do something a little bit different with all these pieces, like, you know. So yeah, we'll see where we end up. Connect all these lines. Right, like, you know, I had to think about the perspective of her holding out the blades. You know, the blade with the hands, the arm straight out. Come on. People aren't doing that anyway, you know? All wasted green space. Jesus. Kidding me. Kidding me right now. I don't know if we got any fighting gamers up in the chat, but pretty excited that Tekken 8 just came out. Really wish I had time to actually be playing that game. It'd be awesome. Here we are. Giving the people what they want. Supposedly. No, it hasn't been. Like, from everything I've seen some people nitpicking at some cutscenes or whatever in it, and it wasn't. They were kind of like gotcha screenshots, and it wasn't really anything woke or anything weird like that. But yeah, you know, everything I've seen, you know, there's still jiggle physics, you know, there's still beautiful ladies. So Japan hasn't fallen yet. You know? Man, the wax is really... I keep having to go over to this and go, to get the pen back because the waxiness of the pencil really kind of impeding the whole process here. How's the Andromenoid stuff coming there, Corey? The pages you've been showing off of looking really good. So I'm actually pretty curious to see how that goes, how that comes out. You know how it is. There's a lot of people doing some cool stuff. Good to see. Good to see. You know, because you can kind of get like, oh, everything's kind of getting a little stale. No, people seem to be out there trying to do their best work, and it's good. It's good to see. Oh, really? Nice. Nice. Yeah, get that email list. Absolutely. These hands going. Grab a quick drink of this Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was the thing, like, that's the thing that kind of bothers me with some of this stuff, like, especially with Mortal Kombat. It's like, it's okay to rip someone's spine clean out of their body, cut their face off, just smash their face and ribs and everything. Like, ultra-violence is okay, but, you know, a scantily clad, busty chick with cleavage is some kind of, like, threat to, you know, to people. It's such a bizarre hill to die on, right? Like when you're okay with ultra violence, but like a little like cheesecake is kind of too much. I don't know. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. That's just me. Maybe I couldn't be surprised, but I very much am. That's just me. But yeah, and that's the thing, like, you would think, you know, Mortal Kombat would be like, hey, we're gonna have a beautiful Sonya Blade, right? We're gonna have just gorgeous, attractive Katana, Melina, like, you know, Tanya, all these characters, like, but nope, we got these. And like that's the thing too. Some of the women that they actually based the Mortal Kombat character models on were beautiful, and they somehow just made them ugly in the game. Like it's very bizarre, very bizarre. That's kind of the thing that always kind of puzzles me. Just like, why are you picking these beautiful women and then making them look worse? That's weird. All right. Probably do a thicker liner on the whole body, but we'll see. We'll see. Forms in. But yeah, no, I touched, like, if you pre-ordered the game, you got it like a day or so before. And so I touched Tekken 8 briefly. Briefly sat down with it, had some time with it, and really liked what I played. And so I'm just looking to actually find some time to really sit down with it. But, you know, art grind is real, and, you know, so the game takes a back seat, sadly. You know, and just it's been so crazy with this new house. Just, you know, going out and having to buy new things for it, and, you know, putting in new things that you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need a new toilet. Oh, that's gonna be a couple $100. Great. You know, just bizarre things that you're like, oh yeah, you know, obviously you need that. You know, and the one that we replaced was a toilet built for gnomes for some reason. It was like 3 inches off the ground or some weird shit. You know, so you gotta get in there. Gotta replace things. Just how it is. Yeah, I bought a new house recently. I'm not living in it yet. I'm here, and we're getting it ready to move into in the spring. Right, we're getting all the gut. It's been, you know, gutted. We're putting new flooring in. You know, a new toilet, that kind of fun. You know, because there's 2 bathrooms, and so one of them had like a weird small toilet in it that was ugly and weird. So we bought a new one. Got to put it in. You know, had to buy a new hot water heater. You know, all that kind of stuff. How you doing, Henry? Talking about the joys of home ownership. You just got here. I'm drawing Karai from the Turtles. She's literally in the first page, so I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll do her. So yeah, we're in here. We're getting our art on, picking this up. I'm getting very annoyed with the pen getting very dry from the ink. It's a very bizarre thing. You might switch and see if it's the pen. See? Yeah. Hello, awesome one. Looking around here, because I do not know how wet or dry stuff is sitting on top of this red pencil. So it feels so waxy, so weird. Keeps drying out my pencil. But yeah, hopefully we can get this done here, and if I have time, I should. I don't know. I hope to have time tomorrow to get week 5 done. If not, it'll be a couple days later. We'll see how it goes. I might end up playing catch-up right up to the end. Who knows? No. Yeah, like that's also the thing too. Like once you start getting in there and replacing stuff and fixing stuff, it's just kind of like never-ending cycle. But I will be pretty stoked. I will have a new home office. That'll be great. so I can get all this. I can have a better workspace overall, which would be great. Because I kind of went in deep early on, you know, with the multiple camera setup and you know, bought a new computer and stuff like that for all the streaming stuff. So I'm kind of like set up in that regard. There won't have to be much in the way of you know, building that part of the office up. And I might switch. See if this is this pen issue or what. But yeah, not sure how well it's reading. Like, that's the thing, like the covers are pretty weird. Like the colored ones, I get why a lot of people don't like the colored cover. It's just weird to work on, to be honest, just as far as like trying to get used to the values. Do I have this Uhu 03 gonna be better? No. Already it feels better. Interesting. Interesting that it's like runs better than the Faber-Castell. Yeah, it like that's the kind of thing. Like that's what I would equate a lot of these sketch covers to. They do feel like that colored bristle board that you would get in high school, right? You know, they're like, hey, make a poster, and that's exactly what it feels like. It's like it doesn't have a lot of tooth for penciling or sketching on, and as the pencil and stuff like that sits right on the top. It's like very waxy. Touch up some of these lines. Because the Faber-Castell was kind of sucking. So yeah, we'll keep it. Yeah, but it is crazy. I was looking at those gem blanks, right? Like I was like, oh, I'd like to do some gem covers. That'd be pretty tight. But they're like 20, 25 bucks a piece, and almost all of them are in the States, right? So I'd have to, you know, get them shipped up, and the shipping on them is like 20 bucks. So I'm like, do I want to pay 40 bucks to 45 for one blank? Not really. You know what I'm saying? Like that's excuse me. That's kind of a non-starter, right? Like I don't really want to pay 50 bucks for a blank comic. But that's just me. But yeah, if I can find one at a decent price, I'd grab it for sure. Well, see, but that's the thing. Like, I still would be paying, even if I got them for free shipping. It's just not worth it to me to pay 20 or 25 bucks for a single issue blank, right? Oh, that's awesome, Henry. Yeah, Chad seems like a cool dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's actually really interesting because he worked on a lot of like N64 like covers for like Turok and stuff like that. He has a really interesting career, right? And so he did work on like PS1 covers and like worked for some game companies and stuff like that. Worked at, you know, some Disney Studio animation stuff. Like just a really interesting like career that guy had. Yeah, like a really legit resume. Just like stuff like, you know, if you grew up in that time, he touched a lot of things, you know, right? Like, and so that's pretty cool. But he also just seems like a nice guy, right? Like, he just seems like a really cool guy who just wants to do the work and just likes creating. Like, and that's like, you know, what more could you want, right? Like, and so yeah, no, it's really cool that he's like, hey, you know, I've kind of run the race. I think he's like in his early 50s, around that, like, you know. And so he's kind of like, hey, I ran the race. I worked for a lot of the companies and stuff like that. I did my thing. Now I want to make my own stuff. Right? Like, that's... And I think I wish people went there sooner, right? Like, it's one of those things, like, I respect, you know, people who do and make, you know, their bucket list, and he worked at all the places and did all that. But a lot of people don't take the chance to bet on themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's if they wait and then they, you know, when it's all said and done, then they bet on themselves. And I would really like to see, you know, people kind of go in early. You know, bet the farm early instead of waiting so long. You know? Right? Like, it's one of those things, like, you know, if Eastman and Laird waited, would they have made the Turtles? Would they have owned it? Or would they have done it for someone else? That's the thing. I don't know, that's always the concern I have, or the question I have, you know. It's like, you know, same thing as like when you work for Marvel or DC. All that work is work for hire, and anything you do under their roof is theirs, right? You don't have any ownership of it. You have no stake in it, you know? And so, yeah, I always wondered why people, aside from the love of the characters in the universe, right? Like, why do you give them your best work? You know? I don't use... I have StreamYards. I just don't have it integrated into OBS. Because, you know... time. I just haven't taken the time to do it. You know? Get this whole thing. Fat outline. How I'm feeling right now. Why, what's going on there, Noah? Yeah, well, see, here's the thing about, like, the mainstream thing. Like, there was a time in I think I would say the early 2000s, where I was like, man, I'd love to work at Marvel. I'd love to work at DC. There were certain things I would like to work on, right? And then I kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, how many times could you draw Spider-Man's origin and be excited about it? Like, how many times do you do Batman's origin and you're excited to draw it again? Right? How many times do you do those things over? Because they just keep relaunching those characters, right? And so, like, the only way I would be really interested is if I could go in and do something new. Whether it's like an Elseworlds or like a 6-issue mini where it hasn't been done before, right? Like you do something cool, you tell an interesting story that you have like carte blanche with, and that's it, right? Like I was like, I don't know. I just quickly got to that point where I was like, you know, why do I want to do what everybody else has already done? Like, you're not adding anything to it other than someone goes, man, I really liked how he drew Spider-Man swinging through the city for the 100th time, right? And so at some point you have to like be fine with that, I guess. And I just was like, you know, that's not where I want to go, right? Like, you know, and then like, and you don't own that. Like, you don't have any whatever. It's like you could sell the pages, you know, when you're done, but that's it, you know. I don't know. I think Marvel, like, I think once the Image thing happened, Marvel really went out of their way to kill the superstar artist, right? Like, some of them kind of popped up, you know, there was a few of them here and there still, right? But they kind of really went out of their way to, like, not allow an Image 2.0 to happen again, right? Like, they didn't want the artists to be so important that people would leave based on it. You know, and I think they did a good job of that. Because now no one cares about who's drawing anything at Marvel or DC. And all people talk about is how bad everything is, right? Which is sad. Hey, Jason. Thanks for dropping in. Nice to see Unhinged in the chat. How you doing? Got Mo Biggs. Good day, sir. How is Mo doing today? But yeah, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where, you know, I think they did their job too well. Hello, Angela. I'm literally shaking my head at you right now. Incredible. But I think, yeah, I really do think that's one of those things where they did their job too well by killing off the superstar artist, right? Like, nobody knows who's drawing anything at Marvel or DC. Nobody knows who's writing anything at Marvel or DC. Like, there are no, like, superstar writers or artists, even. Wow, they're dead. D-E-D, dead. What do we got here? But yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, I really wish I was excited about anything they were doing. You know? Because that's the thing, like, I used to enjoy Marvel Comics. You know, I used to enjoy DC Comics, but it's been a hot minute since I even cared slightly, right? Lady Cousin. You were translating. I swear to God. Not gonna get any of those ketchup chips or any of these kind of wild Kit Kats that we have here. It's not gonna happen. You know? That attitude. Man, these pencils are really gumming up the mix. Really grinding my gears. But yeah, it's very bizarre. Because, like, even, like, even Image has fallen off to such a degree that, like, I couldn't tell you anything good coming out of Image. Hello, Omer Glitch. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to let me know, Angela, if there's any ketchup chips in Japan. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But that's just me. But yeah. Don't know what I'm gonna do for tomorrow. as far as the next sketch cover is. Hopefully I'll have time to do one tomorrow as well. Otherwise, it'll be, you know, sometime later in the week. But I'll definitely do it to get caught up. This is number 4. One behind, technically. Prawn, as in prawn flavored. Scoop in here. Belly button. Yeah, I'm just bouncing around here because I'm worried about the ink sitting on top of the waxy red pencil. Trying to keep things as clean and tight as possible. Told Sumo I was gonna start doing things way more sketchy, and he didn't like the idea of that. He was like, but your style is so clean, and I was like, yeah, but everybody else is just sketching things onto the covers, kind of throwing them out rough, and I'm here trying to do tight, clean pencils on these covers and then doing clean inks. You know. Also, I find the glare on these colored covers just insane. I don't know what it is. Harsh. Harshing my vibe my entire day. Yeah, it was weird. I got asked to do some work on something, like if I was free to do work on something, and I had to turn it down because I was like, man, I can't do that plus everything else I'm doing right now. It wouldn't really be fair, you know, to them and their project. I was just like that's cool, you know. Because that's the thing, like, usually when people reach out, one of two things happens. They leave the second you talk money, or they offer you nothing and are surprised when you say no. You know? Hello, Sumo. Yep, exactly. Exactly. You gotta keep it tight. You gotta keep it clean, ladies. So yeah, very bizarre. There's also a lot of very bizarre drama going on right now. It's been interesting to see. I'll give it up to Ethan though. He sure is making his money. I respect that. Nice and tight. Tight. Yeah, Andy really dropping the ball here by only having one done. And here I thought I had no time to do anything. That's the real kicker. I honestly expected to be a cover or two behind both Shelby and Andy, to be honest. I was really surprised that he'd only had the one done. But man, it's hard to squeeze this stuff in, no joke. Listen, I have taken Shelby's quote-unquote grift and adopted it. Basically, because I bought a bunch of sketch covers, and this was a good excuse to do traditional art, you know, to do more. Man, this red pencil really frigs up these markers. But yeah, good excuse to A, draw more traditionally. Exactly, Mo. Mo knows what he's talking about. He knows that tight art is hard to squeeze into, you know, but you appreciate it. Everyone likes a tight fit. But yeah, like, it's so crazy because, like, mostly I just wanted to stream more. This is an excuse. Do more traditional art. And, you know, what people seem to want. So, we'll see how it goes. And I get to stretch these muscles that I normally would just be doing digital stuff all day. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I've been enjoying them, like I'm actually enjoying the process. So, you know, I wouldn't normally sit around and draw oh, see, look at this. Right there, smudge. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'll have to fix that. I'm not a big fan of these. They don't sit right on the pencil. It's too waxy. Yeah, let's see, here's the beauty. Here's what I'm gonna do. And it was what I was gonna do at the end, but I'm gonna do it now. Oh, not this one. FB. Come to me, FB. There we go. I was gonna do this at the end, but I'll just do it. Then it'll already be looped in. Yeah, and see, that's the thing too, like, you just don't know what you're getting as far as the quality of these sketch covers. So it's like it's a crapshoot the entire time. You're just kind of like, I don't know, it's been a process of like going with the flow, right? Like if I was working digitally, I'd just erase that. I just there is no smudge in digital, right? You just remove it. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. Just kind of forced to go with it. You know, adapt. But I also like the thicker outline. Like, I really liked it on the Maleficent piece because it just made it pop and look like a sticker. Really nice. So yeah, I don't really mind. I think also for these pieces it kind of makes it more visually appealing. But yeah, like the paper, I don't know if it shows well in the camera, but right here, it's super light. I'll move the camera down here. I can. But yeah, it's like super light, so it's like really absorbing the ink. You kind of gotta go in, give it a second pass. It's like this weird combination of it not holding the ink and I was going to do Copics on this, but I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile endeavor. No, if it's not going to take them that well. I don't even know if I like that light. Hold on. Is that worse? Looks worse. I'll switch. No, I only bought 3. I bought 3 of the Turtles ones. But see, that's kind of the thing. Then you kind of know for the next one. You can be like, oh, okay. This is how this is going to take this ink. And just work accordingly. Alright. So, now that I know that's kind of fussy, see if I can grab a sheet of printer paper here. And then kind of slide in while I do the hair and face. Yeah, like that. I think that's the thing. Like the biggest thing about doing, like, going and working in traditional for so long, and then coming out and you know, working traditionally again, is just that. You know, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, you can't be that precious about everything. You kind of just have to go with it. So, you know, you get what you get, and hopefully you're fine with it. Right? Because that's kind of the thing. You can noodle things as much as you want digitally. Right? You can just be like, okay, I don't like how that looks. Let me try this. I don't like how that looks. Let me try this. You know, for better or worse. Like, it's one of those things. Like, what are you trying to do? You know. And I think digital is I think the interesting thing, or the thing I like about it, is that I can iterate on the fly. I don't have to waste 10 pieces of paper to decide that I want a hand like outstretched or in a fist or two fingers out or whatever. And have to redraw something or put post-its over it or what, you know what I mean? Like, you can just kind of be like, all right, let me quickly do that in a different layer. Draw a different hand. And, you know, it's not, it's not taking up more time, or you're not slapping a post-it over it and then redrawing. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, personally, that's why I like digital, just because you can iterate on the fly. You don't have to constantly be erasing or redoing stuff, whatever. It's all going to be filled in black. Oh. But yeah, like, that's kind of the thing, like, well, I mean, that's the thing, like, you can do prints, you know, like, you can do all kinds of things. You can do limited prints. Like, I have some really cool Mark Schultz prints for Xenozoic Tales / Alex and Dinosaurs that he only did like 100 of, you know. So like, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for, like what your relationship to the art is. Yes, you know. But yeah, like, I don't really, like, I don't know, it's weird, like, I don't really buy a lot of traditional art from people. I don't typically, like, you know, I have like some of those kind of limited prints, kind of like that thing, you know, where it might be 1 of 100 or something like that, and they're signed and numbered, you know, and I put it in frame and put it on the wall, and that's it, you know. But like, I don't know, my thing with a lot of it, and you know, maybe it's an arrogant or more artist type thing, is just like, if I like somebody's art or somebody's character or whatever, I would just draw one for myself to kind of get it out of my system, you know what I mean? And so I don't really think of it in the same way, I guess, as other people might, where they're just like, oh, I just want a piece of someone's artwork, right? Like, so yeah, it's definitely a different mindset. But yeah, like, and that's the thing, like, for me, like, I only went digital because it's just more convenient, right? Like, because like that, and that's the thing, like, going back to this, like, you know, traditional, and having to buy, you know, the pens and the supplies, and like, you know, a pack of these Copics are like $50 for 6 pens, like, or, you know, five markers and a pen. It's like $50, you know. So there's a bit of sticker shock in going from digital to traditional and being like, oh shit, supplies. Like, you know, and you're just like, oh yeah, you gotta constantly buy shit. You know, but like, that's the thing, like, there is an enjoyment to the tactileness of it, and just kind of sitting here and zenning away. Peace. Yeah. So, Sumo, I know you've been talking about my soul and stealing it for some time now. know how it is with you and your soul stealing. Get it. But yeah, see, that's kind of the thing. Like, you can see here, it like really doesn't pop that well, and so you're kind of like, I hate this green, because the green seems to suck in all the light and makes it really hard to see what's going on. I'm gonna have this drink right close to the thing, Sumo. I like to do this to Sumo and scare him, like the tilt drinks award things. You know? No, it's not April. It's Karai. You know, she worked for Splinter, fought with the turtles. She's literally like in the first page of the book. So I was like, hey, Karai. How many people are going to do Karai in their cover? I am. No? Yeah, the covers have been interesting because I have to think of something to do. You know what I mean? Like, because typically, you know, you're working on your own thing and you're just like, okay, what's kind of fun or interesting or whatever about, you know, the characters in this book. What would I want to see? What do I like with this? If I was, you know, going to the store, what would I want to see in it? It's like, oh, Karai would be pretty cool. Oh, there we go. Starting to come together. You can see it popping a bit more. Under her chin. Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, like, digital, it's an upfront cost, right? Like, you're getting that tablet, and then, you know, you don't really need anything else once you have the tablet and the computer, right? Like, you're not buying stuff, you're not buying supplies all the time, right? You've bought your supplies, you're good. And that's kind of the thing, like, you know, if you want to continuously buy supplies, cool. But yeah, that's the thing. Because, you know, you'd have to buy more colors. Well, I mean, at this stage, there's like what? What's that? There's a free one. Was it like Giphy or Gifty or whatever? There's Procreate. There's was it Kyria? There's a whole bunch that are free that do everything that Photoshop does, right? And you know, I think it's like $100 or $150 for Clip Studio. You know, or if you just wanted to steal a copy of Photoshop or whatever, you know, like, because that's the thing, like, I didn't go past CS6. That's where I stopped buying and paying attention to Photoshop, and that's what I use. I just use that version now, right? Like, I'm not gonna pay like a monthly fee or buy a subscription to Photoshop. That bridge has sailed, right? So yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, But I mean, that's like, I don't know. You're paying one way or the other. But like, I feel like with digital, you're paying for your startup costs are up front, right? And so once you put out that money initially, then you're good, right? But yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things, like it's way cheaper to start traditionally if you just literally want to pick up a pencil and go, right? Like, I get that, right? Because it's one of those things, it's like, yeah, but I mean, your electricity, I mean, you're going to be paying for electricity anyway, right? You're going to be watching TV, you're going to be doing whatever. It's the amount of electricity that your computer running Photoshop is negligible. You know, like, I'll give you the $1, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Like, you're going to be using, you know, your power anyway. And that's the thing, like, you know, let's not forget, I have to have 2 cameras. I have to have 2 cameras to stream, right? Like, I have to do this kind of junk, you know? So that I can be like, oh, hello, I don't have to move a camera. Oh, hello, now I'm here. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, all of it. It's a racket. The whole thing. What does it matter? What does it matter if she's wearing pants? You know? These are the streets. Ants don't care for the streets. You know, if she wasn't wearing pants, you know, there'd be... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Hello, K-pop. Yeah. No, there's no, on these streets where we're going, we don't even need, you know, how it is. It is. Exactly. Jolly Green knows what's up. The no pants dance. He gets it. Or she. I wouldn't want to misgender Jolly Green. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Jolly Green? Really absorbs that ink. It's crazy. You can moonwalk into and or out of pants. Is that what you're telling me? Maybe let's go FB. Right over here. Hit this while this is drying. I can clearly see that it's still wet there. Kind of crazy. Here while I'm still waiting for things to dry. You know how it is. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, Sumo. Like, she just strolls around, wilding in these streets. You know? It is what it is. I'm not here to tame the streets. you know. And that's all there is to it. Yeah. Oh yeah, listen. If anyone can derail a stream, it's this woman. I'm telling you, she just comes in like she owns the place. And then before you know it, just sheer carnage unfolds. Talking about nonsense, you know, as women do. As women do. And then we're left to deal with it. You know? How it is. You know, that's their nature, you know, the chaos that they decide to bring. You know? Nothing we can be doing about it. Just hit that with the white highlight. Bring it out. You need to update your Twitter profile. Oh. Is it gonna say no longer single, but derailer? Are we getting the news here, chat? Incredible. Oh, two more lines here. You're wearing shorts. Damn. Look at this guy running around, free balling everywhere he goes, not a care in the world. I respect it. I'm trying to get in here and not have so much goddamn glare. Please. And a nice little Parapi haircut. I dig it. Right? Sumo knows. He's trying to keep these streets sane. Not here for some knitting circle or what have you. Here for the real business. Hidden ass. I respect it. Do. Mm-hmm. All right. This one over. I'm gonna clean this up. Yeah, it's been a wild week. Buying toilets, you know, because you need them, right? What kind do you want? What kind of seat do you need? You want to slow close? You want to slam it? You want to slam your toilet seat down in the middle of the night? Violent. Everybody hear it. These are all the questions you got to ask yourself when you're buying a new toilet. Yeah, it's the reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I bought a slow close toilet seat. You know? I'm not out in these streets trying to make noise, trying to make a racket. I'm trying to just hit the seat and walk away. You know? That's all. That's all. Heroes. Yeah, you sure could. I mean, well, thicker. Oh, that feels good. It feels nice. This, you know? Very nice. Very nice. I don't want the MB. I want the FB. You know what I'm saying? Please don't go, girl. Who's your favorite new kid? Tom and Joey. And down. What's up? Yeah, well, see, that's the beauty of it as well. The place that I just bought is out in the middle of nowhere. It's about 2 hours away from where I am right now. Right? So when I go out there to work on it, it's a beautiful 2-hour drive. And so that has also been an issue. Just as like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go work on the place, you know, put in a new toilet or do whatever. And you know you're driving there 2 hours, and then no matter how long it takes you to do whatever it is you're doing, it's going to be another 2 hours to get back. So it really kills some time until I'm fully moved into it. Just working on it, trying to get things done. That's been part of the adventure. You know, but once I'm in it, and I'll have a new, bigger office, which I'm going to be excited about. That'll make things better for working from home. That's exciting. But I will be out in the middle of nowhere, and everything that goes along with that. So I'm pretty stoked about it, if I'm being quite honest. This one. Yeah, we're getting down there. We're getting there. There'll be pants. Don't worry about it. There's just places I can see that are still kind of white and wet. The glare. Yeah, it's ever. Put all that ink. Yeah, see, look at that. If I do another one of these colored paper covers, I might just try a regular pencil and see, like, basically, like, if it's like, if the regular pencil itself would be kind of as resistant to the inks as these red and blue pencils. right? Because my plan was to do Copics for like all the shading here that I sketched in, but we'll have to see. We'll see what's going on here, and see how it takes them, you know. Yeah, I like that's the thing. Like, and it's pretty far in the middle of nowhere, and it's a nice. I have a nice big piece of land, which was kind of a bonus. And here's the other thing too. I don't know how good the internet's going to be, right? I haven't even tried to get internet hooked up yet. Hello, Dean. How you doing? I haven't even tried to get internet hooked up at the place because I'm still living where I am now, and I'm already paying a mortgage there and rent here. So I don't want another bill, you know, until closer to moving into the place, right? And so I'm holding off on getting internet and stuff like that. But if the internet sucks out there, I'll probably just get the Skylink. I'll get Elon's satellite internet. And see how that goes. You know, because I will, like right now, like the internet I have here is like a gig up and a gig down, right? Like my internet currently is incredible. And so it's not going to be that good out there, that's for sure. 2 hours away from the city, the internet will not be this good. You know, that's fine. Man. Like, and it's funny, these are new, right? It's the actual, like, the red pencil slash paper that's kind of, like, really drawing the hell out of these. Dean, are you a Tekken 8 enjoyer? You pick that up? Are you playing it? Are you gonna play it? The real question. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, like, you know, I could get a Japanese style, the toilet seat, you know, that warms your bottom, you know, gives you that little bidet splash of water. Hulo, you know what I'm saying? So that you're like shower fresh all day, every day. You're really in there, you're really enjoying it. Really getting a nice little blast. Like, yeah, that was a good time. You tip your own toilet, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hey. Is that just me? That's just me? Okay. Alright. That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. Be. You know? Yeah. Man, this really does not hold these inks well, right? These are the Faber-Castell, the Piet Artist pens, and yeah, the ink is just getting really effed up by these pencils. See, this is the kind of shit that you don't get to deal with. You know, I'm not suddenly working on my digital tablet and it doesn't accept the ink. Where we are today. Here we are in these violent streets. You know? Oh, get out of here, Dean. You like good fighting games. You son of a bitch. You ever get your face cut? God. on these streets. Yeah, go sub to Dean. Get him to 1,000 subs so I can stop hearing about him. Get him there. Nothing like the constant bitch and moan of people trying to get to 1,000 subs. You know? Man, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to even just getting the 500. Just because then you can get super chats and you can monetize and you can get, you know, the whole deal going. That's all. Listen, Dean, it's out of love. It's out of love. Come on, Dean. That Mortal Kombat game is such a hot piece of garbage. Let's not even pretend. It's beautiful. It's very nice to look at. But get out of here. Mortal Kombat 1, aka Mortal Kombat 12. Beautiful looking game. You can't tell me that game is good. Mediocre at best. Tekken 8, on the other hand, is good. Well, see, I also think that Mortal Kombat has been hit by the woke bug, and I think that series is lost. You know, it's okay to rip someone's head off, but they can't be beautiful or have an ample bosom while doing it. You know? That's just it. That's just it. And so, that's what I would say to you. You know. Posters. Sometimes I wonder if Angela is having the same conversation that the rest of us are having. I have no idea what that woman is on about. I'll tell you that for free. No clue. So that's where we are. Okay. I'll try, Henry, I'll try. Get this ravings of a mad woman. And we're just supposed to act like it's not happening. Alright. Alright, Henry. We'll do it your way. See how it goes. Alright. Now, yes, I'm going to use the FB and just start filming with the lags. Going through? No, not really. That could be part of it because it's got a very shiny surface here on this side. Could be why it's so resistant to actually taking the ink. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, it's the coin toss. Get and toss the coin. Angela has a channel? thought Angela was only on Unhinged channel because he was blind and she was his seeing eye co-host. But somebody's got to be able to see on that. Fill you all in. The last thing I posted was some beach waves. Well, depends on the beach, I guess. Oh yeah, starting to, looking at it on the screen there, starting to fill in, starting to feel whole. Right, normally I don't do a lot of like thick blacks in like that. Like I usually do like a very dark gray or something like that when somebody has the black hair, and just leave so you could see all the work, so you could see all the outlines of the hair. And I thought it would look good for this piece on the green. I thought the blacks would pop. Uniformity here. Line weights. Thickness. All right. I'm gonna do the sword. I go thin with that. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like you can still see some spots where it's kind of wet, and it's been a hot minute, so it's just kind of pooling. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Feel this. I'm not even picking it up. Unreal. There we go. Subapalooza 2024. Yep, exactly. Karai delivers the pizza. That's how she rolls. He works for the Shredder. I think she showed up. Originally, there was like a kind of like CGI Turtles movie. I think it was 2006, 2007. And like, it was kind of out of nowhere. And I believe Eastman wrote the script to it and or worked on it. So it was kind of like a new character that he was introducing. My God. Yeah, one of the few things that drives me crazy when things don't work right. And dragging this pen across this paper and it not actually leaving a mark. A little infuriating, not gonna lie. You know? But yeah, it's coming along here. It's coming along. Some nonsense is going on in the chat. We'll have a look here. Weird. God damn it. Pineapple pizza? No. Sumo wrestling? Cool. Yeah, I watched like a good, I don't know, 14 days of that tournament while I was working. I was just like, just some of the stuff, like some of the matches were pretty boring, you know, just little shove fights. But then every once in a while, some dude would just haul off and smash somebody open palmed in the face and then hip toss them. And they just, like, you know, you're talking these 350, 400 pound dudes just getting tossed on their head or tossed out of the ring, and it's like a 3-foot drop, right? So you got these, you know, 400 pound dudes just flying through the air for a hot minute and then landing on people who are outside the ring. Just like, damn. But one guy got dumped so hard in his head, it was crazy. I was like, oh my, they're gonna have to stop this? Like, this dude hurt? But he just got up. He was cool. He was like, yeah, I just got dumped in my head. Yeah, good fun. Good fun. Anything exciting going on in February? That's the real question. Oh, goddamn. I'm gonna lose my mind. Alright, let's... These eyebrows. Good. Oh, the pen's not putting down ink again. Lovely. Love it. We got it. Sitting here. Too fat. 3. No joke. Blocking the camera now. Very well could be. Ta-da! We got the other eye to do. These lips. Babies are conceived in February. 29 days this year in February. Anybody born on February 29th? Do you celebrate your birthday every 4 years? That's the question. Or do you celebrate it every year, but only count it every 4 years, right? Question. Real question. Damn. That's why God gave us hands. Okay. I don't know what. I don't want to know what Sumo's using his hands for. Hands pick up pizza. You have to. Whoa. Whoa. Finger hold this Mexican place. Whoa. Little backdoor Butterfinger. Mexican establishment. Little Nacho Grande. Generous reach around. This establishment. Man, this ink's going down about as well as Ted Danson on Whoopi Goldberg. Jesus H. Christ. Yes, hold me closer, Tony Danza. I found 3 pennies on the highway. That's a nice blue Nissan Stanza. Left it parked here in the driveway. You know? That's how it is. That's how it be do. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose my mind. Just want to put ink on the paper. It's fighting me every step of the way. Do you want to put ink on this page? Yes, I do. Go to apply the ink, and nothing happens. Makes me sad. Okay, now do 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 That's a nice blue Nissan Stanza. You left it parked here in the driveway. Doom, 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 doom. Where are these goddamn markers? Damn, goddammers. Huh? Alright, now, shading that's going to be done. I'm cautious due to the way these inks have been going down. I say. Alright. First we'll get the lines around the hair. Yeah, see, and this is the thing. These things are supposed to be quick, right? Ostensibly. Ostensibly, these are quote-unquote sketch covers that, you know, take hours to do, apparently. You know what I'm saying? The ladies like it. Like you to get right in there. Yeah, exactly. Why would she ever have pants? Makes no sense. I mean, technically she's wearing a bodysuit. You know, see the little collar there? The suit's all black with the red symbol and the sash. Yep. Listen. You know, I can put a little indication. You know, I can put a little indication. You know, this is a God. All right, so I'll do these little bits here. I'm telling you, sweet zombie Jesus. Put the ink down. You guys see this? I can draw over here. But boy, oh boy, when you go to put it down here, it is not a fan. No sir. Okay, so you can see other lines here, and they're all primarily for lighting, right? And so I'm wondering if I should full just black this stuff out, or if I should do a dark Copic layer and then hit it with some light spots, which is what I initially would like to do, but man, I don't know how this is going to take. But whatever, right? Let's just hit it and see how it goes, right? Oh yeah. Some leggings are very sheer. So sheer, in fact, that, you know, you can tell. All right, let's just go for it. Let's just see how this takes. All right, guess we're gonna have to go dark. Because you can't even see that. You can't see that. Believe that. Listen, it's more of a rhetorical question. I'm just asking myself, how much do I want? How much do I care about ruining this? Right? Like that's the thing. Like, am I like, oh yeah, let's just wreck this shit. Let's just put that last happy little tree in there. Oh, see, look at this. It's kind of like greasing up the joint. This might have very quickly answered my question about this. All right. We figured it out. We figured that the Copics sit on the top and leave like an oily residue that I'm not a fan of. So we're gonna black the fuck out of this thing. Yeah. I'm looking for a piece of paper towel to see if I can, yeah, like taco grease. It looks like somebody had some of their chimichangas, maybe their enchilada. I'm gonna see if it comes up a bit. No. But it's like, it's not doing what you would normally expect a Copic to do, right? All right. We are as going with it as a man can go with it. Going with. All right. We going with it. All right. Now. This is going to be interesting. I was going to do one thing, but the paper requested something else. That's how it be do. Okay. Yep. True. It's very true. All right. This is how we save it. Possibly. Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. This paper really sucks Not a fan. It just does not catch or hold. But see, yeah, that's the thing, right? You just got to go with it. This is where this paper stock has brought me, and well, the thing is I would have liked to do some lighter color work on it, but yeah, it's definitely not happening. Those. Situations where you're just kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And especially with the way the Copic was sitting on it, it was like floating on it, like even absorbing. So we're going to go old school blacks. Just hit up the lighting that I had intended. Go with it. Right, because her outfit is black anyway. Pull that in. Then we'll have more of a frank look to it. Oh, thanks, Homer Glitch. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. The best laid plans. I was hoping to kind of do a lot of shading on it, but the paper just does not agree. But yeah, maybe I'll scan it in and do something a bit different with the actual line work. Down. A little bit of light. Here. Yeah, it still pops though, right? Like you're just getting kind of unfettered black. You know, and I mean, the thing is, if I was doing this like in like digitally, it would be black, but it would be just like a shade off, like lighter, so that the line work was the black. And then this here part was just a shade lighter for the shadowing. But you know, we'll just go with it. There. Because yeah, if this was white, You could do a lot of really cool things with it. But yeah, the other two that I have, I'll know for that one for sure. If I can get away with. Do all my separations here. And as you can see, I've just kind of went into full black it out mode. But it's still getting the effect I was going for, just a bit stronger contrasty than I initially was thinking I was going to do. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hit the highlight around, like the halo of the hair shine, her eyes, her mouth, and a little shine off the sword. A few little highlights like that. I got some whiteout and some Poscas and stuff like that. They'll definitely get brought out for sure. Yeah, she's still fighting. All right, I dig it. Strong lighting. Peak. But yeah, see, that's the thing, like, you still, as long as you understand lighting and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to adapt. Just kind of change it. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I really want to kind of hit this with Copics and just kind of do some, like, gradation on it. We got it. We got it going on. Deep here. Going deep. What? Listen. Everybody worries about the thigh gap. Don't let anyone lie to you and say that they're not worried about it. They worried. They hella worried. Do, 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 do. Now you can still kind of see, I don't know if it shows up on the camera or not, but you can still kind of see, at least I can, where the Copic was kind of sitting. It's kind of interesting, the reaction it had. Like, it didn't bubble or anything like that, but it just looks like it's sitting. under part of that bicep. Not arm. The wrist. Bam. All right. I'm going to this. A little bit of light. Right, because the light is coming across here, right? Okay. Now, some of these sloppy spots. Okay. So, looking in the camera, I think I've hit everything. I have the lines, the markings in, because I was gonna shade her face, but putting Copics on this seems like a bad idea on her face. So we're not gonna. I am going to hit this with a little bit of light that the sword would be blocking. Generically. Here. Hit these. Well. So, just so we keep the depth. Shade. Scabbard. You're dropped in. Alright. Touch. Okay. So now I'm curious. Like I'm semi tempted to hit the bangs with black, so they pop, and then that with black, and then just leave those as with some highlights and hit that with white. My condensation dripping drink. What? No. All right. Let's see. We got some jelly rolls. We got some jelly rolls. Yeah, it's coming along, Shelby. We ran into this paper being hot trash for Copics, and thus I blacked everything in. So not ideal, but what we got. Copics. Do not, I repeat, do not like these covers. I mean, this time of year, Henry, no, there isn't much in the way of condensation going on. It's freezing ass cold. Tell you that for free. Look at that. It's so crazy, like how that little bit of white just like makes everything just fucking pop. incredible. So how you doing, Shelby? What's going on? The profit piece looked pretty sick. I dug that. I wish this paper didn't suck balls, but here we are. Live and learn. But I like it. I like the piece. I'm tempted to throw some red on that too. Some dog dick red, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm just really worried about how the Copics are going to... Oh, I got Poscas. Oh, damn. Let's go. What am I doing? What life am I leading that I haven't thought to myself, Posca time. Let's see what kind of disaster I can achieve here. You know? I'm all about it. Right? No fear. Get in there. All right. Yeah, kind of the annoying thing is the other side's really glossy. And the other, let's see Sumo in the chat. Here we go. The other side's really glossy, so the second the Copics touched it, it was like, just, you could just see it just not sinking into the paper. That was sad. Made me sad. All right. All right. I don't hate that. In here. Yeah, see, I like that too, Angela. Like, I think that's the thing that makes the thing really pop, right? Like at the end, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna just hit this, you know, with just a little bit of white, and it just goes boop. So I got a white in here. Maybe I can get this. See, I could get funky. Stay alive until you come back. All right, Shelby. We will. Yeah, I find these, they pick up other colors really easily. But we'll see. We'll see if I can get in here, hit these highlights with the white, and kind of clean it up a bit. Very bizarre. Now see, it just kind of pools. This is where things get wild, right? I don't know if you can you see that right there? It's just kind of pooling. Oh, thanks, Sumo. Yeah, I'm just gonna dab that up and pretend it didn't happen. All right, let's see. Let's see. I like the red chest pop. I could do the sash red and her lips red. Right. See, now that I want to do certain things, I'm kind of annoyed. I'm just looking at my toolkit here, seeing what I got. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Boom, boom, boom. I got you in my room. Hold on, hold on. Oh, those are good black Faber-Castells. What else do we got here? Yeah, I'm telling you, Sumo, that's how it always is. Where the fuck? Oh. Pull up my drawer. One of these whites is gonna work. You know? We need to keep our whites in order. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I got the Fudonosuke. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. See, notice immediately that this just picks up that black. Like, just instantly. Doesn't put white down. It just immediately mixes the black. So, guess what's not going on this plate? You know? That might be... Let's give that a shot. You know? Let's do it. I'm talking about the sex. You know? And then once I get it on here, you know, double entendre, once I get it on, then I'll just hit it with some inks to fix the line work, right? Right? You know. You know. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's right. That just happened. I know some of you are cringing. You're just like, oh my god, what is this guy fucking doing right now? I hear you. Okay. Really? Alright, I'm gonna let that dry. Right? I'm gonna let that dry for a hot second, and then I'll touch it up with the pen again. Let's see. Oh, I just touched it. Just touched it. Now. And now. There's my other... Where are all my whites? There we are. Make sure we're in here. All right. You're good. You're good. And I'm just gonna slightly kind of kiss this. Little highlights along the blade. Okay. And then I'm gonna say right here. Get that watching. Pull, and I pull the katana. Free. Watching. You know? Yeah. It's a beauty way to go. Great White North. Alright, so let's see here. Right, I don't want to get too wild. Little cap. Little a wee little tap. No? You know? And that's almost dry, I can tell. I'll touch that up in a second. Okay, I'm probably going to do the sash red as well. Because I'm wilding. I'm wilding right now. Fear of Mexican pizza grease. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a thing. Yeah. No. I think once the Copics didn't work, all bets were off, right? So you just got to go in there, give it the business, right? Just go. Right? I dig it. And the red is much richer, right? Like it's more of a thing, but just the light I have above is so strong that you know, it's kind of blowing it out a bit. Telling you, it's always an adventure. That's for sure. Yeah, all right. I dig it. I mean, at least these kind of work well for these kind of crappy covers. Alright, getting in there. But here's the thing. It's like, it's not that, I don't know, it's weird. It's not that they feel, I don't know, it's like, they remind me of construction paper, but like, I don't know, I just don't ever remember Bristolboard being this resistant to everything. But they do give me that feel, for sure. Like, and that was the thing, for one of these pieces I was thinking about doing like an ink wash. But then I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't this piece that I was like, hey, I'm just going to throw a little wet, you know, thinned out ink on it, because man, this would have been a shit show. I definitely would not be a happy camper. That was the route that I decided to go. You know. It would have been a clusterfuck for sure. That's the sad part. You know, and like that's the thing, right? Like these could easily become like huge fuck ups, like huge failures in a heartbeat, right? Like you can just, it just, you know, it's not taking the ink well or whatever, right? Like you can just kind of, you know, ship without a paddle pretty quick. And Yeah. Not fun. Right? Because, like, that's the thing. Like, kind of the reason for doing these, so that people get to see the process, right? And I suppose, I guess, like, you know, if everything fell apart, that is part of the process, right? Like, sometimes just shit just doesn't work out, right? Like, you're sitting there and you're doing the thing you always do, but for whatever reason it's not coming together, right? And so everything that you would normally do that normally works just isn't working that time, right? And that just happens. It is one of those things that you're in there and you're just like, all right, why is this not working? And you just have to leave it. You just have to fucking walk away from it and either come back to it, you know, when the stink of failure has been washed clean, you know, and you can come back to it, you know, fresh, or you've just done something else different, like your mindset is different, so you can come back to it, and it doesn't have the same baggage, doesn't have the same, you know, mentality weighing it down, you know. Yeah, it actually pops pretty nice. I actually dig that. You know, and it almost gives it like kind of like a watercolory kind of feel too. That's pretty cool. All right, let's do pieces here. Oh yeah, I can see a few spots like that. There's green. Okay. All right. It looks like Jean Grey Phoenix. Well, have you seen Karai Sumo? He literally wears this outfit. You know, her hair is black. You know, running around with a katana, naginata, dual samurai sword sometimes. You know how it is. That kind of stuff. Trying to figure out what. Okay. Go back. There we go. Go with the 03. We'll go with the Faber-Castell. Slide in here. Clean this up. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's actually working better than I thought it would. That's right. I didn't know. It could have been completely fucking boned. But I went for it anyway. Let's never let it be said that I didn't go for it. And fight. There we go. Going in. Exactly. Knowing is half the battle. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Right into these lines, DMs. Hey, what are you doing, girl? There we go. That's right. Excellent. The turtles all had red masks. Was it the Jim Lee version? Or was it the original version? Real question you should be asking yourself. Oh. You know how it is. Gentle Benji. Alright. I'm just gonna accept that. Awesome one. Just gonna read it and just accept it. What you're talking about, but I'm gonna accept. I'm going to accept you, awesome one. Okay. This is okay for you. I won't say it's a safe space, because I could turn on you at any moment. But you know how it is. Hello, Rumble-Roo. How is the good Rumble-Roo doing tonight? That's the question. This spot. Now, should I just fill in the black and leave the sides? That's the question. I think I'm gonna. It's Hockey All-Star Weekend. All your neighbors are probably excited. You know, I'm sure they are. I have no concern or care about the hockey. You know, like I said, last time I paid attention to hockey, I think Patrick Waugh was a goalie, right? And it's been a while. It's been a while, you know. So yeah. This went in a completely different direction than I expected this piece to go. But all right. You know. not much I can do about it, other than just go with it. But I suppose I could do like a Shredder or April O'Neil, or maybe like somebody that would either be fine with a flatter look, because this kind of works because she's got black hair, she's got a black suit, so you can kind of go with it without it really being off course. Yeah, the paper quality is a crapshoot. Because, like, I actually like the Maleficent and the Betty Page paper. It felt fine. I didn't really have much issues with those, and the Copics held up pretty well on them as well. Let's see. I should probably just hit the top. Hello! Good day to you, sir, Jeremy of the Ice and Fire Clan. Good day. Good to see you. We're just working through this Karai piece. And it's had some twists and turns. It's went places that I was not expecting it to go. But we've decided to go with it. Decided to accept it the way I accept Awesome. Unconditionally, but reserve the right to change my opinion on that at any moment. You know? Yep. Yay sports ball, Sumo. Yay sports ball. Few spots. See. Now, should I hit that lip? Some of this red as well. Go with that top. These are all valuable questions. So who is your team, Sumo? You glad I colored what in? The bangs? Don't make me fight you, Sumo. Alright, just coming in here, saying stuff about Hawaiian pizza, thinking you can just get away with it. Incredible. You know? I don't come into your house and shit on your floor. You know what I'm saying? '70s rock fan and Brahma Bull talk hockey on the weekends? Good God. Disgusting. Why? Okay, okay. Yeah, I think I will hit the lips with the red. We'll do the hot pop. See how that goes. You know? Flip. And if I get too much of this white, I can just... For sure. I fear no man. Just like when Jesus. I'm telling you. Right? Like, I have a certain amount of, like, working digital OCD where you can just go in and fix things. And, yeah, this is going with the flow stuff. It's a definite reverse on kind of being like, hey, I want to fix that. I want to fix that. Do 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 do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I'm gonna clean up as soon as the lips are dry. Right? I'm gonna... Yeah, I think that came out well. I think the red actually looks pretty good there. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up the line work around the lip. Rumbleroo, great question. When I started this, I had initially thought all this black that I heavy blacked in was going to be grays. I was going to do like a grayscale on it with some light highlights. I wasn't going to do any color. It was going to be completely grayscale. But as soon as the Copic touched the page, it started oiling up, right? Like it wouldn't sink in. It wasn't spreading like Copics do, like almost like a watercolor. You can kind of nuance some shade and some texture, right? Just by moving the Copic around the page, right? But this side right here is so shiny. It's like a gloss, like a cover gloss, that it seems to make it very resistant to the ink. Like even putting the inks down, I was having to go over it multiple times because it just was resisting the ink. So yeah, so on the fly, I had to make the decision to just black it out, right? And that's not ideal. That's not how I pictured this when I was laying it out. But what can you do? You just got to go with it, you know. And so that's kind of the thing. I wish that these were a lighter gray, right? And I might have went into lighter grays to like a white for highlights and stuff like that. But since the Copics weren't gelling with the paper, you know, you gotta switch up the game plan. Yeah, like I've done 4 of these. This is like the first set of sketch covers I've ever done. So this is number 4 in this line of sketch covers, and yeah, like it's very, the paper is varied on each one of them. Like the first couple ones I did, like this Minmay one for the Rick Hunter one, it took the Copics like a champ. Like I just kind of dabbed around and and worked it, right? And so you didn't even have to do a lot. Like this was like a really simple, clean piece, and I really liked it. Like, once I was done with it, I was like, I don't need to do more, right? Like the Copics kind of made it happen. And then like this Betty Page one, it also with the Copics and stuff, it was great. Like these, the Copic, see, like, you did the gray scale here, and really nice. Like, there's not really solid black. Like, if you can see it, like, up close, it's just grays. It's just lighter shades of gray, right? And so I really liked how that came out. And then I did this Maleficent one as well. And the cover stock on the Dynamite ones, both actually really good, right? Big fan of both those. So yeah, it's one of those things. Your mileage is going to vary with each one, because sometimes like the blank is almost a gimmick, and so you're not getting something that's meant to be drawn on, right? Like, and they got to coat the paper and all that kind of stuff, right? And so with this one, I was assuming, maybe falsely so, that it was going to be similar to, and here's the thing, like this is a Boom studio. The Robotech Rick Hunter one was Titan Publishing, and then the Maleficent and the Betty Page were Dynamite, right? So you got three different companies, and to me, this was the worst one to draw on so far, right? But yeah, that's my takeaway. This was the worst one because of the Copics, right? Like maybe if I just had planned to just do just inks, and no Copics or anything like that, then maybe it might have been fine. But as far as Copics, it was a shit show, right? Yeah. So no, I didn't sell the Betty Page one or anything like that. Like Shelby mentioned that he wanted it for Andy, but I don't know if that's still the case or what the deal with that is. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like most of the reason I'm doing these is just to do them, right? Like Shelby was doing the 52 weeks, and I was like, hey, that's a great idea. This is going to give me the excuse to do more traditional work, Thanks, Rumbleroo. I feel like it's like a, I don't know, making the best out of, the situation. Like it's not ideal. But, we're making do. And so, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, I'm just kind of like, you have it in your head. But see, and that's the thing. Like, that's what I love about digital, right? Like, I can try everything I want to try without having to sacrifice a sketch cover. Right? Like I can just kind of sit down and be like, all right, I'm going to do this and see how it goes and then try something else. Right? And that's kind of the thing. And so here, you're sacrificing to an extent, right? Like you're just trying to get things close to the vision you have in your head, because like that's the thing, like I can't lightbox this, I can't draw it on one side, lightbox it, and ink it on the other, right? Like I can't do that. Like I have to go, I'm at the whim of the paper, I'm at the whim of the medium, you know, for better or worse. Like, I think there's a part of it where kind of just going with it is, you know, good, you know, like where you can just be like, all right, well, this is what happened, and just move on. And, you know, maybe be a little less precious about what you're doing, right? Like, I don't know. Like, oh yeah, I gotta tighten up the lips. Yeah, like, I don't know. For me, like, I really concentrate on, like, a clean line and, kind of doing certain things in a certain way. And then you just have to kind of be okay with a little bit of the unknown, right? Like, you kind of have to be like, all right, well, this might not work out, right? Like, this might not come out the way I had envisioned it. Jesus Christ. The thing just kind of has to, you know, kind of have to let go a bit with it. And when you're so used to working in a way that just works the way you want it to go, you know, the rest of it is kind of like annoying to an extent. Like, you're kind of like, all right, well, now I've got to do this, and now I've got to do that. Now I've got to, on the fly, decide if I'm going to put another happy little tree in there, right? And so, yeah, for better or worse, it is the piece that you get that day, you know. And it's a little bit of an angle here. Get it a little flatter so that it kind of matches up, right? You know, but yeah, that's the lady, right? See and you can see with the see a little bit of the red lines where I had sketched where I was going to put a light shadow with the Copics, but man, like, I'd be scared to do it now after doing it down bottom, right? And it oiling up there. So yeah. Any preview of Red Sign? I haven't even, I did a little bit of a sketch for some ideas for it, but I haven't put it on a cover yet, right? And so I was sketching around. That might be the one I do tomorrow, and that's the thing. So we'll see. I'm gonna say no preview because I might get to sketching and be like, oh, I'm gonna do the Conan one, or I'm gonna do, you know, the Great Lakes Avengers one, or something like that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I should sign this thing. And 04 of 52 in the bag. Also, good God, I just want to write 04 of 52, you son of a bitch. Okay, and I'm gonna bug Sumo here. Oh, my pencil hates me. Come to me, Majestic Lead. God damn it. No, it's fine, Sumo. I just, I don't like showing things that aren't ready. Like, if it's one of those things, like, if you post things online and literally write work in progress, people go, oh, well, why is her hand not finished? Why is her whatever not done? right? And you go, well, because it says right here, work in progress. It doesn't say it's finished. It says it's a work in progress. That's why the hand's not done. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the kind of thing that drives me insane about posting like sketches and stuff like that, right? Like people are like, oh, I'm gonna pull some kind of gotcha and be like, haha, it's not done, or point out something really dumb, and you're like, yeah, that's why it says work in progress. So yeah, that's why I hate people on the internet. What? No, but, and that's the thing, like, I typically only post things that are pretty, like, that are done, really, like, because most people just don't have, I'm gonna say, like, an awareness of how art works. So when they see what you're putting out there, like, some people do, right? Like, so some people go, okay, I've seen enough sketchbooks. I have seen Mark Silvestri sketch something out, and he didn't finish the hand or didn't do whatever. He just gestured it and indicated there's a hand, and then someone came in and inked the knuckles and the whole deal, right? And so that stuff, you know, a more educated customer, we'll say, or connoisseur, will generally have a better understanding of how the whole process works, right? And some don't. Like, I've seen people who've read comics their entire life, and they just don't understand how it works, right? And that's fine. But in general, I'm just like, it saves me the annoyance of having to be annoyed. You know, if I just post something when it's done, and then if somebody has some kind of whatever with it, then they have some kind of whatever with it. But yeah, that's typically how I live. What's this, 24? The year 24? Boom. Yeah, well, that's the thing, like, a lot of times, you know, people probably do it too, just because they probably know that it pisses people off. That would not surprise me in the slightest, right? Like, because one time I remember I did something as a joke, right? Like, I did something as a joke. I did like Baby Yoda at Ray's teat. And some guy got really upset about it. And I was like, oh man, I was just doing a joke, you know, and just having a little fun, you know, it's all good. And then he was like, oh, sorry, so blah, 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 like, you know. And so I find a lot of times with people on the internet, if you just go, hey man, blah, 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 they kind of just instantly cave. They're like, oh, you're not being an asshole? Like, because sometimes they're looking for a fight. And if you're just like, oh, hey man, like, you know, I'm sorry you didn't like it. You know, maybe next time we'll get you. And then they kind of go, oh, that's cool. Yeah, we're pretty much done here, Corey. We're all signed. We've got our lady. I might even do one of those Darkstalkers covers. Maybe little Felicia, little Tyson Co. Got some Street Fighter covers. Got some Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do here. What? Corey? What are you doing? Let's put this. No, we can't do it that way. We'll go this way. There we go. Cut those off. Okay. My God. How's everybody doing? You know, got my sweet Frankenstein shirt on. I love this shirt. It's great. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. You know? Yep. I'm super white. I'm the whitest of the white. I'm Irish. That's how white I am. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. You know. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta hit you with some of this. Right?
Women.
This is an outrage.
How can that be?
I don't bloody well know, woman.
You know? Corey, you have to understand that, like, hold on, what time is it right now? What time is it for me? Okay, it's 4 a.m. for me, right? You know? And what am I doing? You know? Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, here we go.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, Zorak. Braxton,
I am very attracted to you.
I can hurt you.
Oh, waka chicka wow.
You know? Yeah, Shelby ain't coming back. He seen what I was doing, and he was like, man, this guy's wild. It's crazy. He's out here. He's on these streets. He's doing crazy things. Got this sweet Frankenstein shirt that I don't have. You know? And that's the problem. Yeah. Look at this shirt. This shirt is too good. Look at this shirt. God, it's so good. It's so good. God, I love this shirt. But yeah. Oh, here we go. We can talk about fun things. Someday, man. Wait. Tone these lights down some. Got this. Damn, why is everything a nightmare? Alright. Camera over here. Right here. Another code. Recollection. You know what I'm saying? Put this off. Another code. Recollection. Very excited. The first Another Code game was on the 3DS. And then there was a sequel that came out on the Wii. And it never came out over here, but they put both games together in a collection. If you have a Switch, I'd recommend getting this. If you don't get it soon, I guarantee you this is going to be one of those games that is super hard to get in 2 or 3 months' time. I'm just telling you that right now. Nintendo probably did a tiny-ass print run on this. It's going to be hard to find later on. Just word to the wise, word to your mother, to your sister, to your brother. This going to be hard to get. I'll tell you that for free. It's a adventure, like point and click kind of puzzle game series, is what it is. You know, so you're going to go into a room, find some stuff, wander over. You're on an island. The first one takes place on an island. And so you go around solving puzzles, and you're trying to find your family and your parents and stuff. It's the whole thing, right? No, not hard to get because it's bad. Nintendo kind of goes out of their way to do, for certain games, like, say, the Pikmin games, or some other RPGs, stuff like that. They'll do a really low print run because they don't want to reprint. They don't want to overprint, so they have a bunch of them stuck in a warehouse somewhere, right? And so what they'll do is they'll do an initial print run, and if that doesn't immediately sell out, they don't go to a second print. And it's very common in video games, and then you'll see this game for like $150 or $200 in a year or two when no one can find it. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh, it's like, and Nintendo recently discontinued a bunch of their Fire Emblem games and stuff like that as well. So they're not getting reprints, right? And Nintendo has also stopped doing the thing where they do like a greatest hits or a player's choice. So now all their games are always full price, full retail, except for maybe once or twice a year when they drop to around $50. And that usually happens on Black Friday or some kind of Christmas sale or whatever, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like anything with the Atlas name on it. If Atlas put out a Persona game, it's going to be hard to get. If NIS America puts out a game, it's going to be hard to get. Stuff like that, right? There are certain games that I have no idea when I'm ever going to get the chance to play that. I've got such a stack of backlog that I've been waiting on, having the time to finish, right? And so, yeah. I finished actually earlier than I expected, so I will fulfill Corey's wish, and I will stay on. Because when I looked at the clock, I expected it to be almost 5, and it's only 4. So, we're good. We're good. You know what I'm saying? We're good. Yeah, too early. I finished way earlier than I thought. I thought, well, actually, once we got to the point where I was having to full ink these blacks, because I would never do this digitally. I would never go full blacks, full inks on anything like this. Never. Wouldn't happen. And so, yeah. Man, Corey, do you not even understand? Like, people have to work. For a living. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think. I got some cool stuff recently that I would love to be playing. Let's see what we got here. We'll pull some fun stuff off. See, I got these Kamen Rider games. That's pretty shiny. I'll put it down here. I got Kamen Rider the Bike Race. I got Kamen Rider Genealogy of Justice for the PS2. It's like a Resident Evil style Kamen Rider game. Full 3D background, stuff like that. This brand new, still sealed, Space Sheriff Spirits, or Space Sheriff Gavin. Brand new seal. Look, and it still has the little cigarette pull. Right? This is a 2000s PS2 game, still sealed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you need to. You know what you need, Sumo? You need Sentai Kamen Rider in your life. Look at that. Look at these 70s looking motherfuckers right here. Good God. I do illustration and design work, Corey. That is what I do. Logos, magazine work, ads, all kinds of fun stuff. Working on a book on the side. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Working a bit on a game for somebody. Doing some art direction and character design on a game. All kinds of fun stuff in the background. I don't talk a lot about what I do because it's always like a ways away before you see it, right? And so yakking on about things that are a year away or 6 months away, kind of pointless. And I just and some stuff you sign NDAs and whatever, and you just do the work, and that's it, right? So yeah, there's nothing you can really talk about, right? Like, sometimes you'll do like a logo for a company, right? And you'll sign an NDA because you're selling the rights to your creation to them, right? And so you basically say, okay, non-disclosure agreement. I did the work. I don't own it. I can't talk about it. It's done. That's it. And so yeah, that you do that kind of stuff here and there. But yeah, working on all kinds of stuff in the background. I was announced Well, if I signed an NDA to do a logo, so I literally just explained this. If I signed an NDA to do a logo, then they own the logo, and I can't officially, like if I did let's just say if I did a logo for AT&T or some company, and I sign an NDA, they pay very well for me to not talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They make it worth your while. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah. Things I can talk about. Yeah, but see, that's what people say. People are like, oh no, I won't tell anybody. And they're like, did you know that Jay did this? And then some lawyer calls me and goes, bro, what are you doing? You know? Yeah, BlackRock. Yes. I've done all the logos for BlackRock. I've done all the logos for the Rockefellers, Illuminati. Big logo work. They love it. Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I'm working with their people. They're working with my people. You know what I'm saying? You know, when Bigfoot needs a logo, comes to me. Says, Jay, bro, I need these t-shirts by Friday. And I say, done. You know? Yeah, that's the thing. Man, I'm going to tell you, listen. I'm telling you right now, Shelby thinks the Gem and the Holograms IP is worthless. My God, if I could get the rights, like if it wasn't insane, like, you know, if you went to them and said, what are the rights? Like they're probably gonna say something ridiculous, you know, because I know whenever they did the stuff with IDW and Boom, it was always a package deal. You couldn't get G.I. Joe without Transformers, right? So you'd do a bundle deal, and when IDW and Boom and stuff had the rights, they had the rights to everything. They had the rights to G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Gem, right? They had a Hasbro deal. And so you couldn't just go in and get the rights to one thing, right? And so, yeah, if I thought legitimately I could go in and get it for a decent price, I would probably attempt that. No joke. Like, I would probably attempt to get it for 5 years at least, and see what kind of thing you could generate. Because, like, you could just literally, even if you were doing shorts on like YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, animated shorts with a song, or you were doing comic books and you were like basically like, oh, okay, here's a bunch of MP3s when you buy the trade paperback or something like that, right? And then you just get some indie bands to do the soundtrack, right? Like, and then you just sell that. You could put it on vinyl. You could do all kind, get tapes done, everything like that. Like, there's a lot of nostalgia for that series, right? And I think there's money to be made off that nostalgia that no one is doing anything with. They're literally just sitting on money. And if it was done right, like, I don't want to see some blue-haired land whale version of Gem on the Holograms. I want to see, the fit, attractive pop band Chronicles, right? Where every episode, the other fit, attractive pop band, the Misfits, attempt to kill Gem and the Holograms. Because if they ever succeeded in anything they did, they would have murdered them and left them dead in the streets, whether it was when they cut their brake cables or tried to drop a gargoyle on them in France or whatever. Like, right? Like, multiple times they have almost killed these 4 girls. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, like, I just think there's an appeal to those adventures and the pop band aspect to it. And there's a slight romance aspect to it. Like, multiple times Pizzazz hits on Rio. Rio loves both Gem and Jerrica. You know, so there's like a love quadrangle happening there. And, you know, and then you have all the other characters. Like, you could do real interesting things with them, right? And, yeah, like, you know, you could find an up-and-coming pop band, or I'm sure you could find, like, Churches or Pale Waves or any of those bands and be like, hey, would you like to do a Gem song? Right? Like, would you guys like to re-record some Gem tracks? I think you'd be very surprised at how excited a lot of those, you know, bands would be to do a Gem song, right? Like, officially, right? Like, if you'd be like, oh, this is going to be on an album for Gem, it's going to be tied in with the, you know, these shorts and these books, you know, t-shirts, the whole, like, you know, the whole bit, right? And so that's my thing. I really feel like a lot of people who might kind of scoff at it would be like, oh, you want me to, you know, do a cover, you want me to do some pages? They'd be all over it once they seen the reaction to it, you know. And I think that's the thing. I think people assume that there is no love for it and that it's kind of dumb, but it's just girl pop band, you know, romance. There's a little comedy, there's like, you know, a little action adventure, you know, people fighting. Rio punches somebody out almost every episode. But yeah, like, you know, it's 90210 with pop bands, right? They're traveling the world. There's, you know, the battle of the bands where they're competing. There's record sales. There's, you know, all that kind of stuff. And there's a bunch of weird characters and thugs and hitmen, and there's dance, and then they get a new drummer, and, you know, there's so much happening. As an adult man, and I'm interested. You know? Hey, there we go. I love Galaxy Rangers. I'm a huge fan of Galaxy Rangers. Gooseman? And the interesting thing about Galaxy Rangers is that whole show was hugely inspired by Space Adventure Cobra. You know, he has the big arm and he shoots the big cannon, you know. When his arm transforms, just like Cobra, you know. Yeah, see, I don't like real drama. I don't care about comic book drama or any of that nonsense, like who does whatever. But, like, you know, real drama, suspense, glamour and glitter, fashion and fame, Gem, you know. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I mean, those Gem comics proved that those people did not know, did not care, you know, weren't interested in classic original Gem, right? You know, yeah, no guts, no. That's an awesome, and that's the other thing too. The '80s, every show had an amazing theme song, right? Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Robotics, Bigfoot, Gem, you know, Inhumanoids. There's like everything just had a cool theme. Transformers did, like Robotech. Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. You know, and yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's what I want. I want cool shit. You know, that's it. You're still wearing shorts, man. Thanks for the update. I appreciate it. I appreciate these pants/short based updates, you know? I do. You know? But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where I reach over, push this button.
Not having babies is for gays.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, Zorak. Braxton,
I am very attracted to you.
I can hurt you.
Waka chicka wow.
Maybe I am not that bad. I ain't got the Japanese. Maybe order some Chinese. To die.
You know? But yeah. Anyone else to tell you? Got this glove. I'm gonna take it off. Hands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for tomorrow. Sketch cover. I'll have to sit down at some point, figure that out. Yeah, I don't know. Good question. It's a very good question. Yeah. I do feel shorted in. I don't know. I feel like the stream's over. I feel like I'm done. I'm done here. I've done everything I've set out to do. We got this. It's what happens. It's what's for dinner. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to say good day, everybody. I'm going to push some of these buttons. You know? And then I'm going to push this one.
All right, let's get straight to the biscuits. At 0800 hours this morning, an American soldier was eaten by a Nazi dinosaur.
That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, Claire, that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Try thinking first before you open your mouth.
All right, everybody. Thanks for everybody for stopping in, watching the chaos happen. And, yeah, I think it turned out all right, you know, despite the weird paper and everything that happened with it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. Bye-bye. Boo. Boo. Robert Goulet. You know? All right, everybody. See you later.